Yo, what's up guys? In this video I want to talk a little bit about habits and how they influence ultimately where you will end up in life. So it sounds very vague, I know. I don't really know how to phrase this, to be honest with you, but I was thinking about this the other day. So for those of you who don't know, I have a blog that I started recently, and I'm trying to update it regularly with articles. And one of the articles that I wrote the other day was me talking about how when I worked in Australia, one of the habits that I had that ended up leading to a lot of additional sales and additional profit and revenue that I brought in was saying good morning to customers as they walked in, right? Like I would get to the mall, I would start setting up, and normally in the morning in Australia, because you have grocery stores that are located in shopping malls in Australia. Every shopping mall in Australia has a grocery store located inside, sometimes a train station also. It's just how they're set up over there. So basically what ends up happening is you get a lot of the same people coming to the mall every day to go grocery shopping, or several times a week, or they'll get there very early in the morning before the mall itself is open. So what I would do, because I was working, I had a kiosk, I would say good morning to these people just to warm up, really. When you're doing sales, any kind of sales really, you need to like warm up your vocal cords and get all the, they call it getting all the marbles out of your mouth. So I would do that in the morning to get all the marbles out of my mouth. And what ended up happening over, the 8 months that I was there is that saying good morning to these people every single day, me and the other people that were working there, it engendered a lot of very good, I don't want to say karma, but like we made a lot of friends there who we wouldn't have made otherwise if we were only focused on, stopping, what are they called, qualified customers, and like only focusing on the sales. But because we said good morning to everybody, and later on we would even make it a habit to say hello to people who would walk by who we had no intention of stopping, we would just wave to them and say hello and say good afternoon. Because these people started to associate very good feelings really to us, because we would put them in a slightly better mood when we would wave and say hello and say good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Later on, the week after, 2 weeks later, a month later, when they would walk by and they'd be with another one of their friends and we would say hello, this happened many times, they would bring them over and say, oh, you got to try this product, it's amazing, these guys are great. And they would help us sell the product, basically not force their friend to buy it, but they would kind of push it on their friend just because they liked us and they wanted to help us out. This is not something that happened once or twice. This is something that happened, I don't know, I didn't keep track exactly, but it happened many, many times, to the point where, me and the other people who were working there, we had people coming up to us and saying hello to us, and we didn't even know who they were. But just because we were saying hello to so many people on a regular basis, we got to be kind of like famous in that mall, in that neighborhood. But that's not really the point here, because now what we're talking about, I guess the main benefit, the thing that most people would be interested in, is not necessarily being famous in some neighborhood, but it's putting additional money in your pocket, right? And all of this revenue that we created was really just because we started saying good morning to these people who were walking by. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever. All because we just started greeting them. And because we made that a habit, we didn't do anything special. We just said hello, we waved, whatever. But because we made that a habit, it automatically almost generated a lot of additional revenue for us. So when I was writing this article, I found a quote that said something like, success is nothing more than picking the right habits, or the cultivation of good habits, something like that. And that kind of got me thinking, right? So if I had picked this one habit, which was saying hello to people, right, and that increased the amount of money that I made by several $1,000s or whatever it is, every additional habit that you cultivate will lead to other good things in your life, right? So basically the point is this, is that where you are in your life right now has everything to do with the habits that you have. Certain things, I guess, matter, your gender, the color of your skin, your religion, where you live, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if every single day you're watching 6 hours of TV, or every single day you're playing 4 hours of video games, or every single day you're fucking hitting the bong at like 11 a.m., and you're smoking all day, or every single day you're going out and you're, slamming a 12-pack with your friends, all of those habits are going to lead to a certain result in your life. Okay, and those, one could make the argument, those are habits that are ultimately not going to lead to any sort of long-term happiness, satisfaction. Whereas if you pick the right habits, and you can make a conscious effort to pick the right habits by looking at people who already have the type of life that you want and just copying what they do, specifically copying their habits. So for example, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a freelancer, you want to make a bunch of money on your own. What you would do is you would cultivate the habits of the people that have the type of life that you want. The reason it sounds kind of obvious when I say that, right? But a lot of the time when we think about, let's say, starting a business or learning a new skill, we break it down into so many small pieces. We're like, oh, let's say you want to start making money online. Oh, I gotta learn how to make a website, and I gotta get customers, and I gotta I don't know, set up a Facebook page. I gotta have an Instagram account. I gotta post content daily. Okay, those are all habits that will lead to a result, right? But if you pick the most effective habit to lead to the exact result that you want, that would make you better off, I guess. Sounds a little bit confusing. I didn't explain it very well, but the point is this. If you cultivated the habit, for example, of cold emailing 100 businesses a day and offering them your services, that is a very good habit to have. That is a habit that if you practice that habit every single day, that will lead to, I don't know if it'll lead to a lot of money, but statistically speaking, if you contact 100 people, I mean, I can't say one of them is going to say yes, but you contact enough people, you contact 50 people a day for 30 days, at the end of those 30 days, somebody's going to hire you for something. You don't need any special skills. Like if you have basic computer skills, you can get them to hire you for something, to run their social media account, to, I don't know, do Facebook ads for them, and those things can be learned, right? But that's not really the issue. The issue is not learning a specific skill as like a one-off activity that you do. The issue is cultivating a specific habit that you do every single day that will ultimately lead to the result that you want, a desirable result. Another example is fitness. If you have the habit of going to the gym every single day, literally just go to the gym. I'm not saying work out there. I mean, obviously you would work out, but just put on your shoes, put on your shorts, transport your physical body to the building where all of the weights and machines are located, and exist in that building for an hour a day or 45 minutes a day. That will get you a specific result. Because once you get there, you're not just going to stand there and stare at the wall. You're going to get there, you're going to mess around on the machines, you're going to do a little cardio. You're going to do something. And if you maintain that habit on a daily basis, and you have that habit in your life and you're doing it every single day, then it's going to give you a certain result, right? And this stuff is not rocket science. It's not really that hard to figure out. It's just that none of us really focus on what we want. We don't really think about it. If you ask somebody, what do you want in life? They'll give you some vague answer like, oh, I want to be in great shape, or I want to make a lot of money. But beyond that, they don't really know. If you take those two things out of, like you say, okay, what do you really want? And you can't say you want a lot of money. You can't say you want to be in really good shape. What do you want to do with your life? People have no idea. They don't actually have any idea. So the first step is to clarify exactly what you want to have happen, right? I admittedly stole this from Tony Robbins. I've been looking this part I stole from Tony Robbins. Been listening to a lot of his stuff lately. Every night, like I'll do like an hour or two of Tony Robbins. The first thing that you do is called OPA, by the way. Definitely get his program. It's called Time of Your Life. Man, I should have lied and said I made this up. Anyway, whatever. Got to give credit where it's due. So the first thing that you do is called outcome, right? You identify what you want to actually have happen. The O stands for outcome. The P in OPA, God, I sound like him. The P stands for purpose, which is why do you want this, right? You have to come up with all these different reasons why, like, okay, you want to, and don't pick money, right? Don't pick money as a goal. That's the point. Let's say you want to be a professional baseball player. I don't know, whatever, random example. You want to play pro baseball. Okay, why do you want to do it? Oh, because, your grandpa was a pro baseball player and you love baseball and you're passionate about baseball and you love it so much, the most amazing thing in the world, whatever. I don't know, come up with your own reasons. And then the A is action, right? And this is more specifically what I'm talking about in this video, is the actions that you need to take, which most often will take the form of habits. A lot of us, we are kind of under the impression that success or achieving a goal or an outcome is like a one-off thing, like it's a singular event in time. And while there are certain things that will be experienced as a payoff, let's call it, they're generally not like they're not like, they don't happen in an instant, right? It's not like you work out really, really hard all the time and then a year from now, your body magically transforms overnight into being like super shredded and ripped. It's gradual, but you're not going to get that gradual success unless you implement it as a habit. Okay, so the point of this is just pick. You don't have to pick a million habits, right? Just pick one habit, right? That somebody that you know or that you admire has, that you would like their same results. Pick one habit that you can do every day that with your best judgment would give you that result. Okay, so that is my pro tip for the day. Don't want to talk about the riots or COVID. Oh my God, give me a break. Can't deal with it anymore. What do you think about that? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Also, if you like this video, click that like button. Go check out my blog, stuartoden.com. Subscribe, share this video if you really like it. Peace.